You know COVID actually is really deadly. It's actually so deadly. Would you believe it? It's so deadly that it actually kills people that are already dead. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard. You want me to bring it up or you?
Yeah, bring it up, man. COVID kills people that are already dead. Did you
It
know this,
does.
guys?
Let's have a look. Actually, I need to share with audio. Yeah, got it.
That's the trick with Zoom. I've done that before. I've done a whole live where we've watched like a long ass video and not shared audio.
Oh no. All right, here we go. And what was this lady's name? Alexandra Orozco Cortez, I think.
Cortez, yeah. AOC.
So this is the one that was lying about her whereabouts when the Capitol riots happened, and she actually got called out.
Thank you so much, Senator Schumer, and thank you to all of our incredible community leaders and advocates that are here today. This day would not be happening without you all. It is our community leaders on the ground that sounded this early. I remember that first call with Saida, and she said this is going to be something that we're going to have to work on and get rapid response on. And so I'm very excited to say that that today is the day. The hotline is open, and because that hotline is open, you can call into FEMA and you can start this process today. Now, we know here in New York how tough those early days were. We couldn't even get tests here early on. It was something that was for celebrities and the privileged in those very early days. And so we have been, Senator Schumer and I have been working with FEMA. We've been on the phone trying to get as flexible and accommodating circumstances as possible. Right. So here's what families need to know. Your loved one should have COVID on their death certificate, anywhere listed on their death certificate, either as the primary or contributing cause of death. In those early days, though, we know that so many people, we didn't know what was COVID and what wasn't. And so there are several options available here. One is that you can go back to the institution that issued the death certificate, the hospital, the physician, etc., and you can have your death certificate edited in retrospect, knowing what we know now about COVID. So if your loved one's death certificate does not have COVID listed, you can have it put in.
Since September, they've been listing COVID. Mm-hmm. But the problem, as the Congresswoman said, in the early days, they didn't even know what COVID was, so they didn't list it. And we're working to get that correct.
Yes, so you can go to your institution and have it edited, or in your conversations with FEMA, we're also in conversations with FEMA to see what added flexibility that we can add there.
So this is only the other day. This is only the other day for people that don't know. So, yeah. Look, if your loved one died during COVID and the pandemic in New York, go back and get the death certificate changed because it probably should have been COVID. And what the reward is if you wish to have your loved one counted as a COVID death, you can then call up the FEMA hotlines that are just opened up, and the government will reimburse you $9,000 for the burial fees of your loved one. So go commit fraud. It's AOC approved, and we'll give you $9,000 to do it.
$9,000. Come and grab your bargain. That's interesting. That's stuffed. And of course, it reminds me of like how people were getting paid to go and get tested, and then they're getting paid for testing positive. This is just another one. Oh, and we also know doctors now getting paid to give these vaccines up to $100, and now getting paid to put $9,000. And of course, people are going to go for it with any loved one that has died, because we know they've closed down businesses. So many businesses have actually gone bankrupt, and people in more debt than they've ever been before, people losing their homes, people barely being able to stay where they are and put food on the table. But so of course they're going to say, oh, $9,000, no worries. Let me put on my grandma who I never spoke to and put them down for COVID so we can get paid out for that. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I can't wait to see the articles and like 200,000 more people actually died of COVID in New York than what was initially reported.
Yeah.
and
it ended up being a strain that was actually different from when we first were able to test COVID. Ridiculous.
Yeah, the bullshit strain.
Yeah.